What's up guys, Mickle here, and in this video we are going to be talking about the destruction of the cryptocurrency market, what is going on with the current prices. In my personal opinion, we are getting very close to a bottom and a very good buying opportunity on my favorite cryptocurrencies. With that said though, there is one thing that could cause this market to tank to a new level, and in this video I'm going to show you guys exactly what would have to happen for us to see even more destruction in the cryptocurrency market. Now, I do not personally believe this is necessarily going to happen, but it's always so important to prepare for the worst case scenario, and I do think there is some evidence that this could be happening, so make sure you guys stick around till the end of the video to see that. Now, we also have some really important updates in the Library SEC case that we need to go over. Currently, there hasn't been too many updates in the Ripple SEC case, but we do know that the SEC has been trying to use a lot of the same strategies in the Library case, so it's super important that we pay attention to both. In this video, I'm going to show you guys what the SEC just tried to do in the Library case, and I think it's going to give us a better idea of what their next steps are going to be in the Ripple case, considering the Library case is actually moving a little faster than the Ripple case. Now, I'm going to warn you guys, the SEC is up to their same old sketchy tactics, and what they're doing now should not go as a surprise at all. Last of all, guys, if you have made any investments in the cryptocurrency market or any market in general and are down a ton and feeling bad about yourself, I want to show you guys that it's not just you. The biggest, the most powerful investors in the world make the same mistakes, and that's just par for the course. I want to show you guys that the dips we're going through right now are being bought up by the biggest institutions in the entire world, and that dips like this often can be centrally planned. That's why we just need to go through this period, make it through the hard times, and then on the other side, there's game-changing wealth. Like always, guys, if you enjoy content like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It goes such a long way in helping to support this channel and means so much to me. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link in the description below. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I wanted to start out this video and give you a quick update on where the Library SEC case is, because the SEC is up to their same old sketchy tactics, and I think you guys are going to be really interested in what they're trying to do now. So Library and the SEC are actually at summary judgment. Essentially, both parties are submitting all their evidence to the court for the court to make a final decision on whether Library is a security or not. Now, one of the interesting things about the court they are in is there's a 25-page limit to your summary judgment brief. So Library submitted their 25-page summary judgment brief, but then the SEC came back and actually submitted a 60-page summary judgment brief. And Library went, "What are you doing? You can't do this. Why are you disrespecting the court's rules to such a high degree?" So Library actually came back with an objection to the SEC's filing, and the SEC said, "Oh, we can't think of what to take out of it, so we're asking the court to let us just submit this 60-page brief, even though Library had to follow the 25-page rule." Obviously, this is nothing short of insane and complete hypocrisy by the SEC. They are once again trying to cheat, bend the rules, and just today Library came back with another objection to the court saying, look, it's not fair at all that the SEC is trying to do this. There is no way the SEC should be allowed to submit 60 pages when we were only allowed to submit 25. Now, there hasn't been a determination by the court on what the SEC is going to have to do here, but Fred actually put his opinion out there, and he doesn't think the court's going to allow this. He doesn't believe they are going to want more documentation to have to look over, and he also says this court is old school and thinks that they are going to force the SEC to stick by the rules and not make up their own rules as they go. Now, the really important thing that Fred did point out here that I think we need to be paying very close attention to is he says he believes the SEC is going to take a massive credibility hit with this basic error. He believes it's going to show that the SEC has a huge ego issue and they are just trying to throw their weight around as a government agency and try to do whatever they want in these court proceedings. proceedings. I don't think there's any doubt that the Ripple court or the Ripple lawyers are paying attention to the Library SEC case, and they are probably seeing this and just seeing another example of the SEC trying to make it up as they go and try to create regulation and create rules that fit their own narratives. Overall, I just think this is a great demonstration of the SEC having absolutely unacceptable behavior and making them even more unlikable in the eyes of the court. At the end of the day, I don't think it's going to make any significant difference on the end ruling, because either way, Library and XRP aren't securities, so I always thought they were going to win either way. But it's kind of a funny thing that we see the SEC once again trying to do, and just shows their unacceptable behavior and horrible regulation of this space in general. Now, I really want to transition into something that I don't talk a lot on this channel, and that's investing in cryptocurrencies in general. We know this is one of the most volatile spaces in the entire world, and if you don't dollar cost average appropriately and try to go all in at once, you are in no doubt going to get burned in some way. And even if this happens, I just want to let you guys know that sometimes you can make what you believe to be one of the best investments in the world, and you're still going to get burned. But the important thing to understand is it happens to everyone. You can't get too down on yourself. A great example of this is Mike Novogratz. A lot of people look at him as one of the biggest investors in the crypto space, and he was also a huge investor in Terra Luna. There is no doubt he got absolutely wrecked by this investment, and I think it just shows that even the top players, the biggest people in this space, don't necessarily get everything right. I thought it was pretty funny though, because whenever I watched the Terra Luna CEO, or Do Kwon the founder, I guess it's better to say, I was never completely impressed by what he was saying. He always seemed like he had a big ego to me. He seemed a little cocky. I didn't like when he was talking about how if Terra fails, Bitcoin will fail too. I just kind of thought like, hey, slow your roll a little bit and see how your stablecoin turns out. But that's not really the point here, and it's really just to point out that no matter how connected you are, even if you're Mike Novogratz and you get to meet with the founders, you get to talk to all these people, you're still gonna make mistakes and you're never gonna be perfect. That's just something you have to live with, and a responsibility you take when you enter this space. Now, one thing that I do find very funny about this is that Mike Novogratz was so impressed with Do Kwon, someone who I personally wasn't very impressed with, but he always talks so poorly about Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, and the Ripple team. I think this is pretty interesting, because when I watch Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz talk, I see pure genius. I see people who really get it and are going to make a huge difference in this space. And I think it just shows that even people like me and you see things that people like Mike Novogratz can't. And I think that just says a lot about how skilled we are compared to some of these big people. And you see the same thing out of the Ryan Nooners in the world. They put out tweets all the time that just don't make any sense. Take a look at this one. Luna about to overtake Solana in market cap. I'm still confused on how XRP is above both of them. Well, it's really not that hard to understand why XRP is above both of them, because both those blockchains are broken. Sol is halted like 5 times, and Luna, we all know what happened to Luna, so it just shows you no matter how connected you are, no matter how many followers you are, your own DD is the most important thing you can have, and never be down on yourself for making a mistake, because these are the most influential people, the most connected people, and they got burned by Terra Luna, and they can't even understand why XRP is so much more valuable than these centralized coins. I mean, we hear the decentralized narrative get thrown at XRP all the time. That's not decentralized. Both of these blockchains that he's saying are better than XRP, both are halted by the founders multiple times. It just shows you guys, you don't always want to be investing based on what the big money is saying or what the popular people are saying, because if these people thought Solana and Luna are such great blockchains that are going to change the future and can't see the value in XRP, well, in my opinion, that just shows that these people should not be listened to at all, and they are still trying to grasp the basics of what a cryptocurrency even is. Last of all, guys, I said in the beginning of this video that there was one scenario, one thing that could happen that would bring the crypto market to its knees. It would create an insane black swan scenario, and I'm not just bringing this up for fun right now. There are signs that it could be happening, and I just want to let you guys know what I'm seeing, so if it does happen, you are prepared to buy the dip, because it is in no doubt a dip buying opportunity. I tweeted out, I have a horrible feeling that USDT Tether will depeg. not naturally, but purposely by hidden hands. If this happens, then the market will be crushed, but then come back stronger than ever and more pure than ever before, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And the reason I say this is if we take a look at Tether right now, we can see that just today it had this weird D peg go on. It dropped to 97 cents. Now, if we take a look at Tether on the long-term time frame, we can see this isn't necessarily completely out of the blue. Tether has depegged by a bit before. It's gone down to 92 cents. It usually fluctuates between the 97-cent range, but if we take a look at the year-long time frame, we can see this is the biggest deviation in a year and definitely the biggest deviation in the past 3 months. So I think it's safe to say something is going on here. Now, I wanted to show you guys the 7-day chart and show you this formation playing out right now, because it looks like Tether is trying to regain its peg, but we thought the same thing was going to happen when Terra Luna first lost its peg. It did this slight little deviation and everyone said, hey, you know what? It's coming back. It's probably not a big deal. It started to level out, but could never fully find its peg. Then suddenly out of nowhere, it crashed and has continued to plummet. Now, I want to point this out because Tether has been in the hot seat for a while now. I saw this tweet by CZ Binance, and he said, when the Titanic sinks, little boats near get dragged down too. But the floats will eventually come back up if they are untethered. Now, to me, this sounds like a shot at Tether. And it sounds like to me, he believes Tether will go down, and we're starting to see some very small but early signs of it. All I want you guys to know is that if Tether goes down, this whole market will tank, and we're seeing some very small signs of it. Now, if this happens, this has nothing to do with the rest of crypto. Tether is probably the biggest scam in the entire crypto market, and if it's gone, it's better for all projects. But that doesn't mean projects are gonna not get beaten up. They'll get killed. That's just what's gonna happen. So you need to be ready to buy this dip if that happens, because Tether being gone from the crypto market is an excellent thing. And it just made me think of this tweet by Craig DeWitt. He said a negative thing about centrally planned markets is that sometimes they plan for it to go down. And that's why I said in my tweet earlier when I read it, it won't happen naturally, but purposely by hidden hands. There's no doubt in my mind that the regulators want to get rid of Tether. They see it as a systemic risk to the crypto market. Tether has to go, or they have to shore up their balance sheet. But guys, it doesn't look like that's what Tether is going to be doing. Tether tweeted out just today that they're not going to say what backs their coins. It looks sketchy, but Stephanie Hubert put it the best. Make no mistake, when out of nowhere the IMF starts talking about using alternative forms of money to digitize the international payment system during the biggest market crash in a long time, you know we're watching a show. We are witnessing world history. That is it, the great you-know-what. Guys, it's hard for me to tell if that's what we're watching, but we see chaos in the market while the biggest firms in the entire world are adopting crypto. Those fundamentals are literally stronger than ever. We know cryptocurrencies are going to change the financial system, and we are just witnessing FUD. We're watching a cleansing right now of projects that were never gonna make it. Is this natural, or is this one of the negative parts about centrally planned markets? We might never know, but one thing's for sure, we will get rich off of it. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're still here. And for now, Mickle out.